Alright, due to turbo lag here, the the string count don't have to be delayed until 10 minutes.
This is what happens when 10 big companies and the government spend 5 years and $3 billion on a game. It's called Driving in Tehran, and here's the rabbit hole that opened beneath it.
Forget the intro, because I don't know if it gets boring. Anyways, what's up my little Martians, your friendly Planet X Martian here. Before I begin this video, I'm going to clarify that this is going to be a criticism on the use of AI, especially on characters from character.ai, and I only despise it in general. But anyways, we are doing the second response to Screwball, since we last covered on why he cut ties with Matt Crowley, who requested him to expose Red Dexter last time. So this time I'm going to give him the context on why he used a character from few Disney movies. So I'll play the clip he made and know what I'm talking about.
Now, if you are not aware, there is a YouTube community called the Physical Media Community is gather VHS tapes, DVD discs, and other forms of media on a physical object. They record their findings to YouTube. They are especially fun because you can record stuff like the opening to movies and movie logos, like the home entertainment and opening logo. Remember, this is a fun community and not a toxic one. Keep it that way, okay?
So this is already something that I'm seeing with my own eyes. This AI slop should not be created, and that's how Screwball did it for the first time. Look, I hate to break into you dude, but making or using AI tools is probably becoming a new low for this platform to handle. And that's how you are doing it because I saw the first two of those being posted in your channel. Screwball, I don't think anyone will ever enjoy your content, but this is something I might need to just tell you this. You know that AI is just a negative attention to have a bad reputation for your channel. This is going to take some time for you to change your content into real style of content real people do. Now before you say, oh if people find my content as AI, then they'll just make a joke about it too. I'm sorry, but you have to just make a change. AI channels, like Bimo for example, is an actual AI channel for kids, but is completely made with AI and not made with art. That's what people said in the comments. Now listen here, and listen carefully. I'm pretty sure that when you see comments that you are using AI for some videos, you know you would get dislike bombed to the public. The best way you need to do is to just pick up a pencil and just draw a character like normal. That way it would repair your own reputation for your channel. How is it exactly that you
Oh, by
people
the
are just so
way,
dumb that some
the
channels like these
weather
are
will
yours
be
when it's obvious
kinda
you did make them? That's the
raining
question you should
today.
ask yourself. Their response to you, however, is still valid for you to handle some criticism. That's why I have to make a point for you. So for this, how are you going to grow your audience if you made about dozens of those AI videos?
Also,
If
I
people criticize you
remember
with their
watching
response, then
Simon
you should
and
admit what you did was
Bartholomew
wrong.
on
That's
rotting
how the internet
bone
is,
since I was a
especially how
kid.
generation changes time
And
after
I
time
don't
again.
have cable
You
TV
can't even
anymore.
argue that it is not made with
And I
AI.
barely
I'm sure you are
remember
going to
the
do normal
cartoons.
commentaries, but you messed up one bit, because I saw everything with my own eyes. Now one last thing before ending this response. You really
Come
need to
on,
ask an expert to
open.
draw a character for you. That's how I would do. I know why people reposted your post with their response on you, but making comments to deny it will not help, not even one reply will do it either. So I'll say this one more time, you really, and I mean, you need to just use real talents on your character drawings to your videos, end of story. Anyways, this is the second response to Screwball on those other AI channels I've seen for the day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
Crap. Oh, I hate this program. The requests are closed, by the way. But don't worry, I might open it soon. haven't seen it yet. Oh, you're talking to. Never mind. Sorry, my mom's just talking about the application here. Uh huh. Sorry, my mom's just talking again. Oh, hi, Arthur Cat U6E. After AHR moment former. Oh, by the way, Mr. Bank 2008 just asked me to do this with the transcript, by the way. Alright, I'm just looking at you, by the way. I'm gonna... Here, you happy now? Good. This is a job, by the way, don't take this seriously. I just still care about you, Arthur. I don't talk that much on shit, by the way.
What makes you boogie? Oh, what makes you move? What makes you shake it up while you're getting down to groove? Yeah.
I'll think about doing the Chrysalis 988 logo remake soon. Just be patient there. I don't like people bothering me.
technological epochs. For over a decade, was the weird little cartoon uncle of YouTube education. You know the one, that cheerful voice, that bouncy animation, that same 5 sound effects recycled until they haunt your dreams. Teachers trusted it, parents trusted it, even kids trusted it, and honestly, the last time kids trusted anything on YouTube, it was the skip ad button. Consistency was the magic trick. The subscriber count climbed, the thumbnails stayed bright and clicky, the lessons short and simple. It became a kind of educational comfort food. Science first, curiosity second. What if the sun disappeared? Why do we cry when we laugh? And yes, why is it not good to sleep under a tree at night? Hang on, that last one sounded a bit dodgy. It's fine to sleep under a tree at night. Hush now, young one. Set the scene first, analyze the science later. Was safe. Predictable, YouTube's funniest and favourite teacher. And then, on March 5th, 2025, it happened. The first AI thumbnail. Not exactly an asteroid impact, right? Just one picture. But that was the crack in the ice. Because within a few months, it wasn't just the thumbnail, it was everything. The animation, AI, the script, AI, the voice, AI, the soul, pending update. Suddenly, the channel that had been educating kids about respiration, emotions, and everyday science was itself evolving into something uncanny. Hit subscribe for more deep dives. Thank you. Back to the video. The comments, or what's left of them, since most of this stuff lives on YouTube Kids, started leaking out through Reddit and X. Fans were furious. When even Reddit says your content is soulless, you know things are bad. The characters looked wrong. The delivery was robotic. The spark was gone. And it wasn't coming back anytime soon. Part 1. Old good, new bad? You'd think after a decade of uploads and educational respectability, would know better than to light its own brand on fire. But here we are. For those who are monitoring the situation, one sentiment shines through. Old good, new bad. The gospel according to the internet. And to me, I guess, as I highlighted all of this in one of my recent videos. Yep, you know things are bad when I start sounding like a YouTube seer. And look, we're not wrong. The new animation is cheap, ridiculous, uncanny, and just terrible. Indisputably so. But I want to push on that old good, new bad instinct just a little. It's true regarding animation, yes, but is it actually true regarding education? Did old actually educate well? Did it live up to the trust parents and teachers placed in it? Or did it just look educational enough to sneak past us? And yes, new AI as I've started calling him, looks like something scraped out of a tech demo. But what if, scientifically, he's actually better? What if the shiny robot version, the one that everyone hates, is actually more accurate than the nostalgic original?
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
To test the old bad, new good truism, we're gonna have to start watching some new and old We'll come to that. For now though, new Let's look past the AI sloppiness of it all and focus purely on the science. Part 2. Fact-checking the Ice Age. The Ice Age is a kids' movie released in 2002, featuring Manny the Mammoth, Sid the Sloth, and... Hold up there! Wrong Ice Age, bucko. I mean, the movie probably is more accurate than the version, but again, foreshadowing. Released 2 months ago on Science Channel, which has over 1.5 million subscribers, the video we'll analyse asks, what if the Ice Age suddenly appeared? It has almost 800,000 views and is safely tucked inside YouTube Kids with a shiny little #science. And we're gonna fact check it. Line by frickin' line. Now, I'm more of a maths guy than a science guy, but I know BS when I hear it. And we're gonna be hearing a lot of BS.
When the sky suddenly darkened, within minutes, everything around him began to freeze. It wasn't winter, it was the beginning of a new ice age.
Okay, so we're starting with a cinematic universe version of climate change. In the model, Ice Age begins like a power outage, sudden, dramatic, and entirely unbothered by physics. Real Ice Ages? They take thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of years. They don't arrive in minutes. They sneak up on you slowly, like a bad haircut or a subscription you forgot to cancel. I'm looking at you, Netflix. It's all about tiny changes in sunlight, snow that melts a little less each year, and glaciers that crawl forward at roughly the speed of continental boredom.
Trees cracked under sudden ice. The grass turned white and brittle. Massive glaciers crashed through towns.
Glaciers don't crash. They don't do anything fast. They move centimeters to meters per day. You could outwalk a glacier.
Sum didn't run. He grabbed his emergency backpack and headed to the library. There, he discovered an ancient legend. It spoke of an ancient ice crystal
hi,
buried
welcome
in the
back,
Arctic.
sir. Raphael does want for free.
If disturbed, it could unleash endless winter.
Oh, great. Magic. Because when I think children's science education, I definitely think sentient climate crystal.
The crystal had cracked. It was pulsing with freezing energy and forming new glaciers with every beat.
Just to make things crystal clear, there's no crystal in the Arctic controlling global temperature. What we actually have are things like greenhouse gases, ocean currents, and Earth's orbit, which, shockingly, don't glow blue when cracked open by a cartoon boy.
He used a special reflective shield he had crafted. By angling sunlight toward the crystal's heart, he managed to reflect its energy back into itself. The skies cleared. Snowstorms faded.
Yes, because all climatology is just laser tag now. Mirrors can't stop an ice age. They can stop you getting sunburn maybe, but not glacial epochs. Now, look, I get it. It's meant to be fun. There's a story, a little adventure, maybe a moral about balance or teamwork. That's fine. If this video had a clear disclaimer on screen, something like, this is a fictional story inspired by science, it would literally be no problem. Seriously, kids can handle fiction, but it doesn't say that. The video lives on YouTube Kids, under the hashtag science, made by an educational channel with a decade of trust behind it. That context means something. In this case, the blame for Sum's blending of fact and fiction can be laid mostly at the feet of AI. An AI script, probably, sounds like an AI voice, and the thumbnail is undoubtedly pure slop. Sum's complicated relationship with the truth didn't actually start with AI. Their failure to differentiate between fantasy and reality has been around a hell of a lot longer than that. 8 years, to be precise. Part 3. Why you won't die under a tree. Released 8 years ago, a video titled Respiration, Why Is It Not Good to Sleep Under a Tree at Night, dropped onto our feeds. Thank God, I get to look at a human-made video. Me and Lucky, we're all slopped out. We need a break. This video, made by real, breathing humans, should provide that. Chances are, if you were a kid back then, you probably saw it. It has 1.6 million views after all. If you didn't see it, congratulations. Your understanding of biology might still be intact. Seriously though, with over 1.5 million views, the impact of this video is so great that it really needs a line-by-line analysis.
Kowalski, analysis.
Sorry, Kowalski's busy, but you got me and Lucky. I hope we'll do.
Now, please don't sleep under that tree. It is quite harmful.
Right from the start, misleading framing. The question itself assumes there's something wrong with sleeping under a tree. Spoiler, there isn't. You're not about to suffocate, you're not reenacting the happening. You're just under a tree.
See, you are not able to breathe properly, right?
Still wrong. Outdoors, air mixes constantly. Trees can't steal enough oxygen to matter. You need to sleep in an airtight greenhouse the size of a shoebox before it even might be an issue.
During the day, in the presence of sunlight, plants take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen in the process of photosynthesis.
Finally, some real science. Plants do that, yes.
In this process, plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide.
Also true, respiration happens all the time.
But the production of oxygen is more than the production of carbon dioxide.
Mostly accurate during daylight.
Hence, if we sleep under a tree during daytime, we may get a good amount of oxygen.
And we're back to nonsense. The air outside doesn't work like stirring syrup into a drink. Trees don't make a little bubble of extra oxygen for you. The atmosphere is too big, too mixed.
Sleep under a tree at night, we may feel suffocated due to lack of oxygen.
Absolutely not. Outdoors, that's impossible. The amount of CO2 a tree releases is trivial. You'd suffocate faster from holding your breath during this explanation.
Moreover, inhalation of excess carbon dioxide is harmful to human beings.
Correct, but irrelevant. It's the right fact, wrong context.
It is not good to sleep under a tree at night.
And there it is, the cheerful laugh of educational malpractice. This isn't a scientific misunderstanding, it's a storytelling one. The video wants drama, the video wants tension. Don't sleep under the tree makes for a better idea than plants do chemistry 24/7 and it's fine. Smash like if you think that teaching fake science to kids should be banned from YouTube. Dude, it's damaging educations. It's not just a bit wrong. It gives kids a completely fake idea of how gases and air actually work, as if oxygen and carbon dioxide hang out in little pockets of death or safety depending on the time of day. The video turned a tiny grain of truth, plants respire in the dark, into a frightening but unscientific myth. Essentially, repackaged a grandma's tale as a science lesson and misled millions of kids and parents in the process. After all, nothing says educational YouTube channel like teaching kids to fear photosynthesis. Part 4. The damage done. 8 years. That's how long Why Is It Not Good to Sleep Under a Tree at Night has been sitting there, happily teaching millions of kids that trees exhale poison clouds after dark. You'd think something like that would kill a channel's credibility outright, the way AI is doing to now, but it didn't. Not even close. At this point, misinformation has tenure. Parents, teachers, schools, everyone kept trusting the brand. The mascot still smiled, the thumbnail still popped, and the channel still called itself educational. And basically no one double checked. Because the whole point of kids' educational content is that you shouldn't have to double check it. Here's what that trust looks like in the wild. A real forum comments from 2018. My kids watch this stuff constantly, and it's just too much and too random to vet it all. I'm putting a lot of trust in YouTube Kids to filter it to quality content. That trust was shaken the other day when they said, "Daddy, did you know you shouldn't sleep under trees because you can't breathe properly?" I'm like, who told you that? A video did. This video. One video, one line, one little myth. Don't sleep under trees at night. And suddenly, a parent is trying to unteach it at the dinner table. To be fair to Amsam, they have taught many genuinely great lessons over the years. For many children, it was their first introduction to science, and it genuinely sparked curiosity. It's helped kids understand photosynthesis, the solar system, and basic biology in a way that was colourful and approachable. Even now, teachers still reference Samsung videos in their classrooms. And that's credit to the channel. They made the learning feel fun rather than intimidating. But then, that's exactly why this hurts more. When a brand built on trust gets the science wrong and leaves it wrong for nearly a decade, it's not just an error, it's a betrayal of the very audience that made it beloved in the first place. That means countless children, maybe even some of you guys watching, swallowed this myth as truth, and some still carry it around today as science. 8 years of silence proves how deep the damage goes, and why Sam's legacy-destroying move to AI isn't all that surprising. Turns out, when you've been confidently wrong for years, replacing yourself with a robot is just career development. Part 5. When the robots do their homework. Okay, we've had our break from AI, it's now time to return to the slop factory. The last video we looked at was mostly AI, the digital equivalent of a group project when no one will admit who actually did the work. The next one, this is pure machine. Script, voice, thumbnail, everything. Think of it as AI unplugged. If unplugged means plugged directly into a server farm. Why are we watching this? We're checking back in to see if nowadays is peddling misinformation or sticking to the facts. The new video we looked at previously blurred fact and fiction, but I think most kids would have realised it wasn't actually real life. That makes it less harmful than the Don't Sleep Under a Tree video of 8 years ago. The video we'll analyse now, Why Do We Sneeze, is pure science, as it only focuses on explaining a science topic and doesn't go into any what-if hypotheticals. That makes it a better direct comparison to the Don't Sleep Under a Tree video, which was also pure science. Fake science, but pure science all the same. So, why do we sneeze?
To a blooming garden when a sudden tickle sparked in his nose.
That's actually fine. That's how sneezing starts. Irritation inside the nose, brain says evacuate.
Why do we sneeze? Determined to find answers, Aumsum shrank himself down to a tiny size and entered through his own nose.
Fantastic. AI has invented the least marketable superhero ever, Nasal Man. The shrinking is story dressing, but the rest, pedagogically sound.
Inside, he found soft winding passages lined with tiny hairs called cilia.
True, they're real, and they do exactly that.
The air was filled with floating particles of pollen.
Also correct.
As Omsum explored further, he noticed groups of nerves hidden under the surface.
Still right.
Then, the brain commanded the chest muscles to squeeze hard. Air filled the lungs, and with an explosive force, a sneeze shot outward.
The story may sound like it was written by a committee of Roald Dahl and ChatGPT, but the science is airtight. AI just got everything right. Now, before we start handing out medals to the motherboard, it's worth remembering the context. Scroll through Science today, and you'll find the sneeze video buried among awful thumbnails. Still, the accuracy is undeniable. And it's not just the explainers that are getting it right. Even the ridiculous what-if videos have started making sense. Take what came first, the chicken or the egg? This one, again, is entirely AI made. Yep, brace yourself, Lucky. It's gonna get even sloppier in here.
Watching chickens peck at the ground. Suddenly, he noticed a hen carefully guarding her nest of eggs.
Accurate premise.
Some magically flew back in time. All around him lived strange feathered reptiles, part dinosaur and part bird.
Yes, birds evolved from small feathered dinosaurs.
He watched closely as these creatures laid eggs in nests along the ground.
True again.
The egg monster, a mischievous villain, appeared on the cliffs above.
Well, obviously a disclaimer should have been added to the egg monster scene to show that it was fiction. Still, I'll point out again that Amsum has always blended storytelling with science, so this is neither new nor caused by AI. For example, the channel put out a video called What If We Were Made of Chocolate 4 years ago, when AI was nowhere to be seen. So this is neither new nor caused by AI.
The creatures hatching from the eggs never looked exactly like their parents. Some had sharper beaks. These small changes were passed down through generations.
That line is exactly how evolution works. Tiny differences in DNA make creatures a little different. If those changes help survive or raise young, the changes get passed to the next generation. Over many generations, these small changes can build into big differences, even new species.
One day, long ago, an egg carried a tiny change in its DNA. From that egg hatched a chick different enough to be called the very first chicken.
That's right. A bird that was almost a chicken laid an egg with a small genetic change, and the chick that hatched became the first true chicken.
The parent that laid it wasn't quite a chicken, but the baby inside was.
So, in scientific terms, the egg came first. No, your eyes do not deceive you. The new AI version of Amsum just nailed the science in back-to-back videos. The animation looks like someone filmed a migraine, yes, and I'd still rather human animators had jobs, but credit where credit's due. The facts are solid. The actual biology in the video, it's scientifically accurate. Honestly though, it's not surprising. AI is built to regurgitate basic truths. It's a glorified encyclopedia, an amalgamation of all the knowledge we as humans have built up over thousands of years. For children's science, that alone makes it 99.9% accurate. Being accurate, however, does not necessarily make AI some ethical. Part 6. Ethics and the art of not learning anything. The original Amsum, the one we grew up with, the one teachers grudgingly allowed in classrooms because at least it wasn't Cocomelon, spent years teaching kids that you'll suffocate under trees. Meanwhile, the new AI Sum is over here correctly explaining the chicken and the egg conundrum, and actually getting it right. If I'd have put out this thumbnail instead, you'd have genuinely thought I made a mistake, right? And honestly, this thumbnail would still be oversimplifying things. It's YouTube. You've got to exaggerate to make a point. Lucky taught me that. Yet, it's still probably more accurate than the thumbnail I ended up using. It sounds insane to say, given the absolute animation slop that Amazon is producing at the moment, but just imagine it starts getting better, like a lot better. If it starts animating beautifully, never getting facts wrong, updates itself overnight, then the whole moral panic collapses in on itself. AI is ruining education! They'll scream. No, Karen, it just explained DNA mutations better than your year 8 biology teacher ever could. At that point, what exactly are we defending? The human touch? The artistry? the right to occasionally be confidently wrong? The uncomfortable truth? Old Amsam already proved that human doesn't necessarily mean good. It built trust, then spent 8 years quietly teaching myths to millions of kids. So, when people say, AI will spread misinformation faster, I just point to Amsam Classic and say, mate, the humans already did that. In my previous video on Amsam's deleted videos, I looked at how they once made a billionaire worship video about Bill Gates. Yet another example of human Amsam being shady and, frankly, in it for the views, not for the learning. But AI Sum isn't the savior either. Because even if they did one day make perfect scientific videos with perfectly animated AI, accuracy isn't ethics. If a system can mass produce truth without ever caring whether it means anything, that's not really education, is it? It's more like copy-pasted cognition. A machine that can do the what, but blanks on the why. Basically Clippy, but for climate science. So maybe the real issue isn't old Amsam good, new Amsam bad. It isn't even AI good or AI bad. It's, do we still care about the act of teaching? Do we want a generation raised on perfect facts with zero context? Or slightly flawed humans who teach wonder along with mistakes? Because right now,
think about
Amsam,
watching
or
your
AI
new
Sum, or
videos
even
on-
Slopsum, whatever we're calling him, Amsam is standing on that line. For all their sloppy animation and ridiculous what-ifs, when it comes to science, the new Amsam can deliver near-perfect, yet totally soulless, accuracy. And that's the future of education if we're not careful. Perfectly correct, completely hollow. Basically TED-Ed if it had a lobotomy. So, what do you think? If the robot explains the science better, is it still morally wrong? If the human made the teaching worse, but did so with love and care, is that still noble? I don't think there's a right answer, but please, let me know your thoughts in that comment section below. Amsam loves a good what if, so let's finish with one. What if the next generation's favourite teacher wasn't human at all? Let me know what you think about that in that comment section below. Thank you so much to my amazing channel members. To support me in making these videos, they take a lot of time to write, to record, and then to edit, then please consider becoming a channel member. It would really help me out, it would help Lucky out. I'm Snipe Snap, he's Lucky. Snipe, Snap, out.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of funny, by the way. Thanks, Devin, for the video here. just use the brush here. Okay, so I haven't spoken anything. So